Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing you guys another video. And in this video today, we are back again to talk about Sonic Movie 2. One of my most anticipated Sonic projects. We're getting incredibly close to this thing. It drops April 8th, and I know we're in January, but it's almost over. Oh god. The year is moving by quickly, so we only have so much time to prepare for this movie. And of course, as a Sonic YouTuber, it's my job to kind of speculate and talk about what could be in this movie, what this movie could be setting up, even talking way too far ahead about like a third entry. And that's kind of what we're doing today. Since we only have one Sonic movie trailer, I'm sure we'll get another at some point, hopefully. We only have that trailer to really look at and dissect and take every little bit and piece we can from it. A couple weeks ago, we talked about SpeedSuperSonic and the potential of him being in the movie. And in this video today, we're doing something a little bit similar. Today, as I'm sure you guys can tell by the title, we are talking about the potential of a Shadow the Hedgehog setup, tease, anything in relation to that character. Because I'm sure everybody is very much so looking forward to seeing him in a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. He's a fan favorite, if not like everyone's second most favorite Sonic character. He's beloved, he's iconic, and I feel like we all want to see him on the big screen. But as we know, Sonic Movie 2 is very jam-packed. So what is the potential of there being anything in relation to Shadow in this movie? We actually have a lot of evidence pointing to that. So before we get into that, I'd like to introduce today's sponsor, me. You guys remember my channel Pop Screen that I started up not too long ago? Well, I have a brand new video out that I released a couple days ago called the Cultural Importance of SpongeBob SquarePants. I love that video, I think it's really good, and I would love if you guys go check that out. Links to that will be in the description, in the pinned comment, and also a card, so check that out. That's it, that's the sponsor, that was quick. Alright, Ricardo, you crazy silly guy. Why are you talking about Shadow being in this movie? We got Tails, we got Knuckles, we gotta further develop the characters we already have, like Sonic and Tom and Maddie to an extent. Not to mention Eggman and what he's been up to and what's going on with him. So how the heck could Shadow be in this movie? And here's the thing, I don't expect for Shadow to play a part in this movie, let alone a major one at all. So what's the point in talking about this, Ricardo? Because they are very clearly setting up the character, and I do think that similar to Tails being teased at the end of Sonic Movie 1, we could see the very same for Shadow. Here's why. First things first, the most obvious is G.U.N. They are in the movie. If you look in the trailer at this scene of Tom and Maddie, looking up at what is probably the final battle, you can see a G.U.N. soldier right here. If you guys don't recall, G.U.N. was introduced in Sonic Adventure 2, which is the game that Shadow the Hedgehog was introduced in. Even some of the helicopters have SA2 written on them as a callback to that game, and Shadow's backstory and legacy and history ties a lot back to G.U.N. They caused a lot of bad things in his life, and I'm sure when or if they tackle Shadow, it would be very different, but I can almost guarantee G.U.N. will play some kind of part. G.U.N. wasn't in the first Sonic movie. They weren't a part of it at all. This is something that is being introduced in this film, but I don't see it tying into Tails or Knuckles characters at all. This is clearly an attempt to set up for future storylines, and I think is a very obvious nod to the fact that they are going to be making a Shadow. That's right, I think somehow they will create Shadow, they will make Shadow. There's also still the potential they could bring him from the past, but I think we're going a little too crazy now. Point is that G.U.N. is a major part of Shadow. They were introduced in the game Shadow was introduced in, and you've already had a military in the first Sonic movie, so why are you bringing in a new division called G.U.N.? Well, I'm sure in this movie nothing will be going on with Shadow. I'm sure they're setting up for the third movie where they're like, alright, we need this military group to make Shadow. And I'm sure they could have done it with the military, but they want to be a little more faithful to the video games and source material and stuff like that, which is really cool and respectable, and I really like that. So I think that's kind of the most obvious sign. How this will happen, there are multiple ways. They could simply just create a bunch of clones like have been done in the games before, which would be really easy, so like essentially robots. But I don't really know if they'd want to do that. I think they just want like one Shadow. If you guys remember that Sonic Quill, which I think everybody believes will be used for Metal Sonic at some point, if not in this movie, then maybe Sonic Movie 3, we're not really sure. Those are like the two most obvious ones, I feel, but there's a variety of different ways that they could make Shadow the Hedgehog work or create him in these movies, but G.U.N. being in the film is a huge sign, is a huge point towards the fact that they are definitely setting up Shadow. But it doesn't stop just there, because we have another logistical reason inside the movie, and also more business reasons why I think this will definitely happen. They are starting to introduce Chaos Emeralds in some way, even though it's been confirmed that the emerald shown in the trailer is the Master Emerald, so there are no Chaos Emeralds right now. It definitely harnesses Chaos energy, obviously, and I think that definitely will be able to affect Sonic characters like, you know, Sonic and maybe Knuckles and Tails, you never know. And obviously a character very heavily associated with Chaos energy and emeralds, and maybe not the Master Emerald as much, and Sonic's really not either, it's more of a Knuckles thing. It's still Chaos energy, so Shadow the Hedgehog could be tied into that too. We don't know about the Chaos Emeralds yet, whether they'll be in this movie or not. After making making my video on Supersonic, a lot of you pointed out that Sonic and Tails are going on this journey like across the world essentially, so maybe that's what they're looking for. Maybe they're looking for Chaos Emeralds, or maybe they're just looking for the Master Emerald, you never know. If the Chaos Emeralds are in this movie, that's like huge. That will definitely help set up for a Shadow the Hedgehog's story arc or plotline further down the road. Because remember, I don't believe that he'll have a role in this movie that's major, but I do think he will make a brief appearance. How do I think that will happen? Well, this is my third reason. I think that he will most definitely be in a post-credit scene. I think that would get everybody unreasonably excited. Tails in the first movie, alright, you have him in this movie now, but you also already have Knuckles now too. So you don't need to have a third movie to dedicate to Knuckles. He'll be introduced in this movie set up, given a story arc, given a plot line. That's all gravy. But once when you have that third movie, who are you gonna bring in? Well, I think the obvious answer is Shadow. And I know a lot of people said Amy or Metal Sonic and stuff like that, but if I'm being 100% real, I don't think they'll ever do Amy. And if they're going to do Metal Sonic, I think it would be in this movie that's going to be coming out in just a couple months. I think there are ways for Amy's character to work, but I really don't know what purpose she could serve in a story. You already have Tails and Knuckles, two very powerful and essential characters to Sonic, so bringing in another Sonic friend I feel would be a little too much and a little bit repetitive at that point in the third installment. They're all obviously going against Eggman again in this movie, so I feel like for the third installment they would like to change it up just a little bit. The obvious like tease to get out there and to put at the end of the movie to get everybody excited, I feel, is obviously Shadow. He's one of the most iconic Sonic the Hedgehog characters, he is one of the best designed Sonic the Hedgehog characters, marketable, etc. It would be such a smart move, it'd be such a good move, and I can almost put money on the fact, now I'm sure I'll make videos like my predictions on what will be in the movie. One of my predictions is, like, I'll say it right now, is that there will be a post-credit scene that teases Shadow. That's how I believe Shadow will be in the Sonic movie too. I think they'll do it via post-credit scene in little bits of setting up in the Sonic movie 2 with G.U.N, with emeralds, teases like that. You never know, maybe we'll even get a callback to maybe like a character created like on a spaceship in 50 years ago. I'd like for him to be tied into Earth in some way. I don't want him to be from Sonic's planet. I'm not sure if they'll do the Sonic's planet thing. I'm sure we'll get more insight on Sonic's world from Tails because he's obviously coming from there and he's been there longer than Sonic, so maybe we'll get teases to Sonic elements or Sonic characters from past media, but that's how I believe Shadow will be introduced in Sonic movie 2 and set up for an eventual third movie where he will be essentially one of the main characters. Now, why do I think Shadow will be in the Sonic movie 3 and set up through this movie? Kinda like I said, they might not get Jim Carrey back for a third movie. He's gonna be very busy. I think he's working on another Ace Ventura with the writers of the Sonic movies. He's a busy guy, scheduling, all of that stuff might take up a lot of his time. And I'm sure another CGI character might cost around the same or maybe even a little bit less than Jim Carrey potentially, because of obviously his hefty price tag to have him in the movies. Having that option there at villain would be really great. Now I know what everyone's saying, oh, but Shadow isn't a bad guy, you know, he's misunderstood and he doesn't know what's going on, he got all confused, he's a really good guy and he'll be friends with Sonic. That's not how it's gonna be at the beginning of the movie. They're 100% setting up the Sonic versus Shadow aspect of this. They're already doing it with the second movie with Knuckles, but we all know how Knuckles is gonna turn out. If they're doing the villain arc with Knuckles, they're 100% doing that with Shadow. They are definitely pulling a Spider-Man 3 with this one in terms of like, oh, it's like the normal versus the black, dark, emo version of that character. They are pulling that trope with the third movie, 100%. Another reason I've obviously been saying for so long is that Shadow is extremely marketable. He's literally just Sonic but black. His design is so cool. You could merchandise the heck out of it. People would really want to go see that. You could do so much cool stuff with him. Out of any other Sonic character, he makes the most sense to be in the upcoming movie. Think about the characters that they merchandise the most. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow. There's almost like no other character to put in a third movie than Shadow. He's just like kind of the go-to. How the story will go, what direction they'll take, I'm not sure, other than the fact that I'm sure he'll start off as a villain. What he'll turn into after that, I don't think he'll become a friend of Sonic like I'm sure Knuckles will. It'll be much more gray, they'll be cool with each other, but like, they're not friends, which is also how it is in the games. I want people to know that. Yeah, they're cool with each other and they work with each other, but they're not like, you know, best buds hanging out on the couch watching Family Guy. Once again, I don't believe that he'll have a major role in Sonic movie 2. I don't believe he'll be a character, really. I just believe there will be an immense amount of setup to him scattered throughout the movie, and then an actual proper tease for him in the after credits. And then in Sonic Movie 3, we'll have the Shadow movie, we'll have Sonic going against him, it'll be cool, it'll be amazing, we'll all love it. That's how I think this will go down, that's how I think Shadow the Hedgehog is being set up in Sonic Movie 2 for his eventual appearance in Sonic Movie 3, if we get that hopefully. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Shadow the Hedgehog is being set up in Sonic Movie 2 with stuff like G.U.N and Emeralds and obviously them probably wanting to do him in the third movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media. Links to my Twitter and Instagram are in the description below. You can follow those, run these, look at my live future content and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. This is the best place on YouTube for all things Sonic the Hedgehog, whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comic books, merchandise, and more. Like I said, this movie is like dangerously close to us. So I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot of trailers and TV spots and a bunch of news when it comes to that very soon. Not just that, but I really want to review some of the merch for this movie. So there's a lot of really cool stuff to look forward to when it comes to this. Once again, subscribe to my channel, pop screen, check out the new video. That'd mean the most to me. I love all of you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Yeah.